Hello, this is a video welcoming you to IME 315, Financial Decision Making for Engineers. Today, my name is Lizschlimmer and I'm teaching this class, and today we're going to talk about the ways that, the things that you might need to know to begin with this class. So first of all, I want to welcome you, and then I'm going to talk a little bit about myself, let you know who I am. I'm going to talk a bit about online teaching and what the expectations of this class, the grading, etc. And then I'm going to switch to the Canvas site so that you can see what I'm talking about. So as a welcome, I just want to say thank you for joining me in this online asynchronous class. I'm really excited about this. This is the second time I've taught this asynchronous class. I taught it last summer as a fully online class. So I think it's improved, but I'm always looking for ways to make it better. And I'm excited to learn about the topics together. So a little bit about me. My name is Liz Schlimmer, and I would really prefer that you call me Liz. Although I have a PhD, you could call me doctor, but I prefer that you call me Liz. Things about me that might be important is that I have a very deep connection to Cal Poly. I went here as an undergrad. I was fully involved in the university. I did WOW. I was a WOW leader. I was involved in clubs. I graduated in industrial engineering, and so I have a very deep connection. Also, 2 of my 3 children went to Cal Poly. One actually was an industrial engineer student. The other was a basketball player on the team here at Cal Poly. So I have all kinds of connections throughout campus. That's kind of a little bit about my deep connection. Right now, I'm Engineers Without Borders co-advisor, and I'm very much like doing that because the students in that organization are very thoughtful about the engineer's place in the world and how to maneuver that with all the privilege that we have. Last year, I was at Cal State LA as a visiting professor in engineering education. And I went there to work with them and learn from them about engineering education, and particularly at a school that has a completely different demographic than Cal Poly. It's about 95% Latinx, and it's very different than Cal Poly. So it was really a great experience. Although, of course, just like you, I came home in March, and back to San Luis in March, and continued online teaching for the last part of the semester. I'm very interested in social justice, and particularly the role that power differentials and power has locked in institutional structures that disadvantage many, many people. I'm very interested in that. I do a lot of thinking about that, a lot of reading, a lot of talking to people about that. My research area is engineering education. I am an industrial engineer, and I have a couple degrees in industrial engineering, but the things that I'm most interested in have to do with education. I'm particularly interested in structural changes, and one of the structural changes is grading and how that might shift the power dynamic in the classroom. I'm also interested in integrated learning, like how do we integrate engineering with other aspects of your education process. I'm very interested in change management, like how does change happen, both in corporations and also in institutions. How does change come about? So those are kind of my areas of research. A little bit about my background. I worked for 10 years in industry. I actually worked in the area of this class in financial analysis, strategic planning. So I have a pretty good, well-grounded experience that's actually related to industry for this particular class. Like I said, I was an IE undergrad at Cal Poly. I got my master's in industrial and systems engineering and an MBA at USC. And then finally, I got a PhD in education at UC Santa Barbara. I've been an instructor for 27 years, so I love this job, and it's the best thing I've ever done. So I'm looking forward to expanding my abilities in online teaching. So for this class, I'm going to cover the things that you probably need to expect in this class, sort of like what are your expectations about things in the class and how to understand that. Particularly, I want to look at grading and due dates, organization of the class, and then how to contact me. So expectations, I want to focus you on the Canvas site, which you probably already found because you are watching this video. But you can see in the logistics part is a lot of information about the things that you might need to know. Of particular importance is the expectations that that I have for you in the class. So I want to not I don't have for you, but the expectations that I have about the class. So I want to actually read this first part. I know you can actually look at it on Canvas too, but it's super important to me that I verbalize that I have actually pledged to you in this class. So as an instructor, I will attempt to see you for who you are rather than through stereotypes. I will welcome different ways of understanding, knowing, and being. I will attempt to understand your point of view. I will attempt to be fair, including a fair consideration of ideas. I will prepare the course content so that we don't waste your time. I will use the most current scientific understanding of how people learn. I will incorporate your ideas and interests into the class, and I will trust that you know yourselves and your needs, interests, and values better than I do. And given these kind of pledges I make to you, I'm asking you there to look at, is there anything that I can count on you for? So as you look through the Canvas site, I'd ask you to fill this out. So the next thing I'm going to talk about, and then also there's other things in there about time commitment and schedule of topics and due dates, etc. But I want to also talk about grading because my grading methods are quite a bit different than most people. It's actually called mastery grading. So, and we can talk about it if you like. I have a lot of ideas about how grading influences your learning. But the way I've set it up is there's really only 3 grades that you can get in this class. Well, I guess 4. But the first is a C, which means you're past the class. The second is a B, which means you've done a little bit more than passing. And then A means that you did quite a bit more than passing. You could also get an F in the class if you don't pass the class. So I guess there's 4 grades. In order to get a C, though, which is a passing of this class, you need to complete 90% of this assignments, and all of them are kind of pass-fail. We'll be looking at them, me and the TA Piper will be looking at them to see if they're at the acceptable pass level, but you need to pass 90% of them. You also need to take the 2 tests in the class and get a 90% or higher on those tests, and there'll be multiple times to retake the test. Now, doing those things will get you a C in the class. And I know it's a little confusing because traditionally 90% is an A, but in this class, that's how you pass the class. And it's my experience that everybody is able to do this, passing the class, multiple retakes of the exam. In order to get a B, you'll have to do what you need for a C and then complete 1 project. And then for an A, you'll complete 2 projects. Now the projects are potential projects are described in the class, but in Canvas, so you'll have a deeper understanding of what I mean by that. So what I'd like you to do is at some point pretty soon is to answer this particular survey, which is what grade do you want in the class? So this is to reinforce the aspect that you have total control over your grade in this class. You can either get an A, B, or C. I don't care what it is you want to do. You have to look at your own life and balance everything that's going on for you and make a decision about what grade you want. The exams are going to be all take-home format for you'll have 24 hours to complete it, and the dates of the exam are listed there. Also, all projects are due on the very last day of class, is the 26th of July. So the course organization, you've probably already been there because you got to this video, but you could see that there's all these icons related to the logistics, the topics for the first exam, the topics for the second exam, and then project information. So you can click around any way you want. You can maneuver through this just like any other web page, I'm hoping. Now, I want to caution you that I am doing my best to make sure everything's consistent. But if you find a broken link or some kind of other way that it's not working, please let me know, because it's totally possible that I've put some setting incorrectly on Canvas. And then the last thing I want you to know is there's ways of connecting with me that are listed in the logistics site. So my email, I can message through Canvas. I have office hours on Thursdays from 6 to 7. You can text me or call me. I'll have synchronous meetings twice a quarter. And then the TA in the class, which is Piper Haley Heyer, she is also available for questions. So let's switch to Canvas. So this should be what your Canvas site looks like when you go onto it. There's a home page that is a link to all the other pages. And all you'll need to do is just click on one of them, wherever you are in the process, and then every topic has 5 to 7 subtopics, and they're all listed in order, and if you just go right down this page, you'll be able to complete everything. So like for instance, there's in this topic, there's videos that I've created. There's also videos that are like from, in this case, Khan Academy. In addition, there are some videos that are like TED Talks that I'll have you watch. And then at the bottom, you can either go back home or you can go to the next topic. You'll also find that if you go to home again, oh no, if you look at the assignments, they will be all listed here, the things that you'll need to do. This is actually not complete because I haven't completely added topics in there. Also, you could look at quizzes because there's going to be quizzes to do, so this is sort of a subset of the things. In addition, the calendar is going to be important to you because it'll show you when things are due, and you can see that I have a lot of stuff due every Sunday night, so that's what that is. And that's pretty much where all the due dates are going to be showing up, except for the exams will show up here. But hopefully that'll help you to maneuver the class as you move through. So I just wanted to help you see how that's maneuvered.